Right, cool, yeah. Sweet. Enjoy that. Bon appetit.
Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okrr,
here we are. Sorry, do that one more time.
okrr.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, right. So let's introduce ourselves and let's introduce what this is. Okay, let's start this.
Oh, you're so funny, man. This is not all right. First of all, this is cool. This is us.
This is fine.
This is us. So there's
Well, what's
no,
your
like,
name?
My name. Oh, thank you for asking. My name is Lemzi.
Right.
No,
Are
but
we
I'm-
moving too much? Okay.
Good. All right. Cool. First of all, I am Lemzi, and you are.
Lemzi also.
Cheese,
I'm
Lemzi.
joking. No. My name is Amelia Poamz.
And I am Lemzi, and we got Samira on the camera as well.
Cheese.
She's acting shy. But we're here because we are doing an In-Facts podcast. For those who don't know, In-Facts was an amazing show that Amelia and myself were running all throughout 2019. We started off 2020 with a bang, and then everyone knows how the story goes with 2020. But I think it's important for us to like actually just, I don't know, talk about In-Facts.
Yeah,
what it is,
definitely,
so that
definitely.
people get a real idea and like why we're even making it a podcast and everything.
Definitely. Because
so
we started it in
In-Facts-
2018, didn't we?
No, the first one was February.
Yeah.
2019, February
Yeah, yeah,
2019.
That's
In-Facts
it.
was
Yeah.
all my idea. And
No, okay, we can be honest though, because
Alright,
I
let's be
remember
honest then.
you called me, you said, listen, you got an idea, you got a space, well, a potential space that we can have an event in, and you're like, you have an idea where you want to do a music event, because obviously you will run in Hidden Gems as well,
Yeah,
but you're
yeah.
like, you want to incorporate something different, so maybe short films and that. And that's obviously when I came in, because obviously my background in acting, films, all of that stuff, contemporary theatre is what I'd studied in university.
What's happened with all of that? Are you...
We will get to that.
Okay,
Let's
we-
finish the
yeah,
story.
stay there,
But yeah,
stay
so
there.
then we came together with the idea. I remember meeting up in Starbucks in Liverpool Street, and we sat there for hours trying to get the name.
Wow.
Yeah, innit?
Wow. I really forgot. Did we even get the name at that Starbucks?
I don't think we
Yeah,
did.
it was some other time where we were just like, no.
Yeah, we need a name.
We just need a name.
And then we were like, In-Facts. And I think we said it a few times, like, In-Facts.
Do you know what I remember? I remember saying it, and I remember your face thinking like, oh, she doesn't like it. Which is difficult. I was like, oh, shit, I got to think of something else now. But then I tried to twang it so much, like, no, it's in, like in this moment, and facts, like, we're speaking the truth. And I think you got that
Yeah.
somehow. This is why we're cool, because you get my brainwaves, innit?
Yeah,
And
but then also I was like, the word "in fact" anyway is like almost when you're saying a point to someone,
yeah.
or someone's saying something, you go, "In fact," or like it's like you actually kind of proving a point or like changing a point or whatever. I thought, I kind of liked it. I liked it, and then it was
Yeah,
what it
it
was.
was. Yeah, we were like,
It
nah, that's
is
it.
what
We're not,
it is.
We're not gonna keep trying. Like, we're good with In-Facts. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
So yeah, through 2019, that was a hustle. I think we did one every month bar January, and maybe one more. But I think we did every month actually.
Pretty much.
Yeah, from February all the way through to December. So In-Facts was a once a month. It was a Thursday evening. And as Amelia said, we used to have maybe some short films,
Yeah.
or we'd have some discussion. So we'd bring people in to talk about a certain theme or certain topic. And that then evolved throughout the night into some live performances that we booked. There were 3 artists usually on a night. And then we'd open it up to the public and have a whole open mic. So whoever came through the door and
Yeah.
felt like expressing themselves got the opportunity.
And we had a lot. We
We had a range of different styles, boy, from
We-
spoken word to...
dancers.
Yeah, like... we had a lot
Yeah.
going on. And
Yeah.
do you know what? That first year of In-Facts I thought it was sick. I
It
missed
was.
quite a few of them just because I had stuff to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
sorry.
Booked and busy, you know what I mean?
Booked
Like,
and
booked
busy,
I
yeah.
had to...
Yeah.
Where we got... It was like the second or third one where I left you on your own.
Yeah, I had some moments in In-Facts where I was like, why am I doing this? However, because also me and my fast self, I was like, I want to host it as well. So I had a lot of fun hosting it because I've learned with In-Facts, especially with the one that we had this year in February, that you shouldn't drink that much if you're hosting. I
That
think
was possibly my favorite version of you that I've seen at In-Facts. Let's set the scene in it. Let's set this. In fact.
Yeah.
In fact. You'll hear a lot of that, by the way. In fact, before we even get there, because that's this year.
We'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, let's go
the
back to
first one
2019
really set
still.
pace. And I remember it so well because it felt like a birthday present to me as well. Because it was February that we started it. It was like a week before my birthday. We had like planned all of this, and we wanted it to be everything that it was. Really, we wanted it to just be intimate, good vibes, great performances. And I mean, it was
actually
and I that performed.
Sick. You,
and
me,
V-Love.
and V-Love, yeah.
He was sick.
Oh man, do you know why that one was so sick as well? Because everything that needed to happen happened on that day. People came on time.
Yeah.
There was 60 to 80 people in
There was
attendance. There was a lot of people that, because the venue we were in was a small one where if you had 80 people, believe you me, it felt like you were in like Notting Hill Carnival. It was packed. Everyone was on top of each other anyway. And they had the carpet. The lighting was sick. The plants were there.
The projection.
They gassed us into thinking that
I know.
every time you do it, it's going to be like this.
Do you know what I mean?
Woo, we are winning.
Yeah.
Plus, we were getting commissioned to do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't loads, but shout out Waltham Forest Council.
Yeah, definitely. Because it
they
was
funded us
possible
still.
then, innit? And we got a slight incentive. And obviously, we sold tickets and that for it as well. But it was nice. And then, obviously, I don't think we've even said, like, you know, you're a rapper.
Oh, yeah. What we do
I'm a
is
spoken
talking.
word artist.
That's why it was important for us to kind of set the pace for the first one, innit? Like, let's go on there. Let's show some either newish music, or let's just get the people who have come to support us in this event. Let's give them something as well on top of the fact that they're here and the fact that like we've put this together.
Yeah.
I remember the head of the council came. I didn't even know who the head of the council was. But his feedback was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!
It was sick
you
though.
have to do it again and again and again."
And
which
we
is
did.
why I think, despite how much we gave, I can't remember that woman, but that lady.
That's not even named.
We gave her a headache. Boy.
Yeah, we did. No, we did though, because it's like what we were doing was sick though. And the thing is, the feedback we got from audiences every single time was like, "This is amazing. It's so chilled. It's so welcoming." Like we would have people coming through the door and we're just chatting to them, like whether you're audience, whether you're an artist, grab yourself a drink at Tesco's across the road.
For real.
You could bring food in. Do you know what I mean? It was just very chilled, and there was no egos. Everyone left their egos at the door, and that's what I really loved. And everyone networked. And I swear that's when we met Starboard at the first In-Facts. Well, that's when I met him.
When you met him?
Yeah.
No, I met Starboard at...
It's always you meeting random people. It's always...
This is one of... Do you know what? One of my sickest traits is that I will meet random ass people all the time. But a lot of them, big up Samira. I hit
true.
Samira up on Twitter just because I saw something in her bio about doing videos. So I was like, I want a video. Like, why not? I'm that kind of person in it.
You
so
are.
I think even me and you...
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause we need to break down how we met.
That is true.
Because again, I didn't approach Lemzi approached me.
I'm quite communicative at times.
You
innit?
are, and the
I
thing
like to
you went
get the ball rolling.
So let's clear this up. How let's clear this up once and for all. How me and Lems met. So I was performing at the Hospital Club, the Members Club in central London. Shout out to Dre Cheeks as well, because she got me on that because she performed. And obviously I'm doing up artists now. I'm in a green room getting fed and given wine and drinks and all that stuff. Anyway, and I perform, and I remember this was like at the beginning of my spoken word career. So I was just telling audiences like, yo, I can collaborate with anyone here. Like, I'm open, come and chat to me, whatever. And I remember, to be honest, the audience built up through the night. There wasn't many people there at the beginning. And I remember actually seeing you in the crowd. And then you came up to me and you were like, oh, yeah, so like I'm a rapper. And I know you said that you're looking to like work with our artists. In my head, I thought, oh, is that what they call Literally, I'll be so honest with you. I'm sorry, like, I'm from the ends, innit? You don't get a lot of guys coming up to you saying they want to collaborate with. Is that what we call it now, love?
That's exactly what I was calling it. I was like, yo, all I had in my mind was, oh, shit, sounds so sick on this piece of music. Like, nothing more, nothing less. I was like, yeah,
anyway,
let's get the works.
Then, like, I checked you out on Instagram, and I remember you had an event near me actually, like Dalston sides. I think it was even like Earth. No, I couldn't come that night. But I remember seeing videos and I was like, oh, he's actually sick. I was like, he gave me like Kano vibes. I'm just leaving it there, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway.
park that.
But yeah, and I was like, oh, he's actually sick. And then I think it was when I was doing my shelter event and I asked you to be part of that. bearing in mind you were probably the person that I knew the least, but yet you gave me the most effort. And that's when I was like, this guy.
Come on, man.
This guy. And then you shut it down. You and Tonya shut it down.
Yeah.
On
Big
the
up
night.
Tons
And
every time.
I think then it went the respect levels. I was like, you know what? Yeah, this
I
guy's
proper
it.
remember that night, you know, because I just remember thinking, I don't know why, but I applied that pressure to myself. I was like, nah, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show Amelia. This is what I'm made
But
of.
you were
kind of thing,
sick.
innit?
And also just for anyone listening that doesn't know what I'm talking about, I done like a night with Shelter, the housing charity, where I wanted to raise awareness on youth homelessness. And I just wanted to also just throw an event, which was one of the first events I'd ever thrown.
Yeah. You
And
were sick, man.
What to be honest,
Yo.
it kind of grew to the point. I remember on the day I was getting calls like from Shelter saying, "Have you got security, Amelia? Because all the tickets are sold out." And I was like, "What?" And I was so stressed out. Like, and again, I decided to. Well, I didn't host the night actually. I had Heather Jane, shout out to her,
Big up Heather.
host it. But again, I done that classic thing. I think it's a theme with me. If I was drinking too much and I
You had
performed.
to touch Mike, innit? Yeah. You had to touch
Because you
Mike.
can even see in the video that they made of me. My eyes are like, I'm like, I love me.
Anyone who's seen Amelia, when we get to the In-Facts 2020 February story, you'll know what Amelia's like when she's. And right now you can see that we're setting the tone for it.
This is apple juice. I don't know what you're talking.
Yeah. No, that show was sick. 'Cause I remember the way you ran it. Yeah. You had the back room, and then everyone was getting like their own little interview, their own little questionnaire with the camera person.
Yeah.
Then on the actual stage, it just felt like, because it was a proper stage as well. It wasn't just like, oh, we're on the floor and da 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 da. It was, yo, I'm gonna treat these people with a DJ, with a separate host, with a nice platform. So when they are performing to people, there is a certain level of resonance that they're gonna give and get as well from the audience, and it was just sick. So well done for doing that.
It was. Anyway, and I think that, and then obviously then you have your night Hidden Gems, and then I remember you asked me. I think you asked me to perform at one, and then you asked me to host one.
Yes.
Or actually, I don't even think you asked me to host. I think I actually said I want to host one.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
Because I remember. Yeah, it was the second one. Basically, Hidden Gems Live has been running since September 2017. Yes, and that was when the first one happened. The second one happened around New Year's of 2018, the 6th of January 2018. I remember that's mad. In Red Lion in Leytonstone, and you performed. Yeah, because that one was that was the frustrating one where people dropped out last minute. Okay. I'm like, yo, have we got enough space? Da 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 da. All of these different kind of things. Anyone who's running an event.
Cypher. No, you had a cypher at most of them.
Oh yeah, I was about to say it. Most of them until we went to like Rich Mix, we were doing ciphers pretty much every time. But yeah, you came through and performed and shouted down. You know what?
That's
I feel like we're just gassing each other.
But actually, that's when I first performed with Zayn. That's when I met Zayn.
Yeah.
I think it was
Did you
that.
perform with him?
Yeah, because I remember I saw him playing, and I said, "Do you mind just jumping on the stage with me?"
Oh, that is sick.
And actually just like come like vibes in it. And to be honest, that's a poem I've actually never done again. I don't know. It's on my iPad somewhere. However, that's when I kind of like I was like, "Yo, yes." Yeah, right. You've introduced me to some
Memory
good people.
lane,
I'll give you that.
Memory lane.
I'll give you that. You definitely
Right now,
introduced
actually
me to
just
some
kicking
good
it
people.
back.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and then we came together and created the force that was In-Facts. I was lit. And then basically throughout the whole of 2019, we had sick artists all the way that, like, to be honest, I know in a couple years, everyone's going to know who they are. And we'll be like, well, we had them. We had them.
That perseverance, man. Just any artist who performed at In-Facts, believe you and me, we booked you because we think you're dope, innit? Like,
absolutely.
Just keep going with whatever you have. Just keep going with that. That's just a shout out to all of those. Who do we had? Yourself, myself, V-Loves, Lap, Hey Reezy, Tells, Moke, Shana Kane, Trey Avalon performed, Salma. We had so many great names who, even from the time they performed, which might have only been a year ago for some people, they're in like a whole different bracket and box now. Do you know, we're not going to stop on the gas of each other, because I got to shout out Poamz, you know. This year you went ham. Yo, imagine at the beginning of the year, Poamz would just any spoken word artist kind of floating around and not really knowing what she's doing. She's like, oh yeah, I'm kind of doing music, but I'm kind of not. At the end of last year, you and I started on a single.
Yeah.
That's not out yet.
It's not out yet, but mate, you gonna know when it's out.
That took so long to get to the point now where we're like, yo, we've got something here.
We're ready.
But that was because of your like you kept going with it. Because me personally, I was like, if it happens, yeah. If it doesn't, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that you kept going with that. And then beyond that, just because of how mad 2020 has been, like, which we will get into as well, the I don't know, just the aptitude you've shown for like pushing yourself has been sick. This whole let me cheers you a second. The whole
I'll
BBC
take that.
thing.
Yeah, we haven't got to that bit yet.
I'm just gonna drop it in a little bit so people know who I'm sitting next to. And I'm not
this
ain't small. Yeah,
obviously, I'm a BBC radio presenter.
We ain't got that yet, though, innit?
We ain't got that yet. We're gonna get there in time. In time. But I appreciate that.
Let's wrap up the whole In-Facts thing.
Yeah, let's wrap
and then
it
we
up.
Can move with whatever else.
So essentially, you know, we had this what's the word? Like agreement with Wolverhampton. So obviously that was throughout the duration of 2019. We ended it there with kind of like just a free event, inviting down all the artists, had a really chilled night with a DJ, cypher, drinks, whatever. See you later. Then we were kind of left with the idea of like, okay.
And it's like independence, guys. Go and do something for yourself.
Because now we didn't have a venue anymore. We didn't have the money to kind of book people, but we had the momentum. We had
100. We needed people who were asking for the next one, innit?
Exactly. Like, I want to come down and like jump on your open mic and stuff like that. We both kind of agreed that we wanted to have bougie kind of places. Do you know what I mean?
We wanted to stand out.
Yeah, like members only clubs.
If you come, then you feel like, ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to like dress up a little bit, or I'm in an atmosphere that I'm not used to.
Yeah.
It's something a bit different from the normal open mic kind of settings.
Basically, yeah.
No disrespect to open mics, of course.
But yeah, so then we wrote a list. We sat there, actually. We had a lot of plans for 2020, didn't we? We wrote a list of like all the places we wanted to take it. And one of those places was the Curtain.
Yep.
And we made that happen.
And that was we will not brush. We will not go over that one slowly.
Okay, wait. No. Let's do some context first. Bearing in mind,
we
used to put on In-Facts on the third Thursday of every month, right? Cool. So we went in. Yeah. So we went in there. Now it's February. And we went in there saying we would ideally like the third Thursday of the month. If not, we can go for the next one. They said we'll have to do the fourth one, which fell on the 27th of February, which in 1993, that's when I was born. So I was like, cool. It's going to be like a birthday party for me.
As soon as February was the thing, in fact. Whether it was going to be the third Thursday or not, it was Amelia's birthday. And because it's Amelia's birthday, drinks are going to flow.
Exactly. But the thing is, the theme, I don't think I'd ever done, this sounds terrible, but I don't think I'd ever done a sober In-Facts anyway.
Wow. Wait, ever? I
think I've drank like every time I've hosted it.
But you haven't been like, yeah.
No, okay. When I say so, I don't mean like on the floor. I wasn't on the floor, but I mean like, come on. If on a regular Thursday, I'm having a sip.
Yeah,
on my birthday, I'm going to have a couple.
Do you know what? It was a really lit event. So shout out to Curtain for having us in one of their spaces. Vividry, Keep Vibes Near.
Yeah.
And
Louis.
Yeah. Oh,
he came and he shelled it. I almost nearly got like pushed
that poem about his mum.
Yeah, he was sick.
Oh my day!
But I remember him just coming up. I remember him just coming up and he just started. So
yeah, there was no like, hey, I'm Louis. It's just like, so I'm gonna tell you. I was like, yo.
And actually, and we had our short film.
Yes, we did.
We had our short film.
No, not even a film. We did a whole series. Remember?
Yeah. I need to get a name again.
For those who, there's a lot of history that Amelia and I are literally just going over as we're speaking now. We should have probably just sat down an hour before, sat down, oh yeah, this is what we should talk about. They're very professional, but
you keep talking.
Allow us, because we're just free flowing with what happened with In-Facts. And yeah, February the 27th, 2020, prior to that, we'd gone to the Curtain, sat down and just thought, let's have a meeting here and feel the vibe. And if you haven't been to the Curtain in Liverpool Street, yeah, it's so bang. Like, just as a space,
Sunita.
the aesthetic.
That was her name, Sunita.
Oh yeah, shout out Sunita.
Yeah.
The aesthetic of the Curtain, because there's a hallway, there's one bar, there's the next bar, there's a performance area, all within a very tight proximity. All of a sudden, you have all of these different aesthetics, and we just thought, oh my gosh, we could do multiple different things here. Plus, they have different floors with different rooms. The only thing is, it's not cheap, obviously.
Yeah.
But shout out the Wheeler and Dealer, innit? Wheeler and Dealer, Amelia. She managed to get us a good setting for her birthday,
basically. And I remember that we wanted to make it a full-blown party. Remember we were trying to have it open till like 2 in the morning.
And they were like, yo, no.
I know.
No.
They kept saying if you don't sell over a certain amount, then like...
Yeah, then go home kind of thing.
And I was like, you're ruining the vibe.
Like, it's a birthday.
Yeah, but I mean, it was lit. And I just also want to explain to everyone that like, I remember I had my friend Miles, shout out to Miles, who lives in Huddersfield, my uni friend. He had come down for the duration of my birthday. So obviously the night before I was already out and I turned up. So I was hungover coming in there now. And my mum came. I think this is the first time my mum and my brother came to
it was actually,
In-Facts. And obviously it's my mum's birthday shortly after mine.
On
so
the 29th, wasn't it?
Yeah, so she was, and exactly, it was a leap year. Oh my God, this whole year.
There was a lot happened. Because that was the next Hidden Gems Live, and that's where you were still a little bit turned, and that was an interesting event in itself. Those who know, innit? Yeah. Oh my days, wow.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I just remember coming in and straight away I went to the bar straight away. I was like, I'm getting a Prosecco.
Yeah.
And then I remember people were calling me like, yo, trying to get tickets. And I was like, oh my God. So I had to go back on Eventbrite, open up ticket links. To be honest, quite a few people came through. And I feel
you people, you lastminute.com on the day I've decided at 6 p.m. when the doors are opening at 6:30 p.m.
Like, we ain't running the
Please do not call my phone.
Honestly.
If you have decided, if you are lastminute.com, that's fine. But you have to sort yourself out at that point, innit? If I've sold you for a month, this is happening on this date.
You know what I mean?
Please sort yourself out. I can't help you, when it gets to that time.
We weren't allowed to sell tickets on the door, remember?
Yeah, so you had to get it online.
And we were telling everyone.
And if it's done, it's done. Like, that's why I remember trying not to put too much pressure on ourselves, because like, look, it's gonna be a birthday. Let's just have fun. Proseccos were floating.
Yeah. So
and Amelia, you hosting was good.
No.
As the night went on, it went like, okay, this is great.
You know what? Yeah, I remember. Firstly, like, every time someone came through the door, they're like, "Happy birthday, Amelia. What do you want?" And it's not in my nature to turn down a drink. So I was like, Prosecco. It got to a point where there was like about 9 Proseccos at the end of the bar waiting for me. So obviously I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to drink my Proseccos. And I remember interviewing Sunita. That's definitely how you say it.
That was before any of the performances, right?
Yeah. And I actually remember interviewing her and thinking as she was talking, I was like, I am wasted. Like, literally, I was like trying to hang on to every word she was saying, like, Amelia, focus. But I was like, I am waved. And I remember I had my 2 girls at the front and they were like, Amelia, give us your glass. We'll top it up. And I'm like, topping it up. And I'm thinking, this is only the beginning.
You did really well at the start, though. Because at the beginning,
I don't remember
with Sunita, I don't think I even clocked it. To be honest with you, because I know you, and I was kind of just like, maybe I was a bit of an enabler in it, where I was like, yeah, go for it. Keep going. Yeah, get up there. You got a host. You got to say, oh yeah, they're about to go up. It was when, I think it was after whoever performed last, Keep Vibes Near, that my friend Vividry in the crowd, we were sitting at the front row just watching him perform. And then when you got on stage, he literally nudged me and he was like, yo, Lemzi, save her. Save her. I thought, oh, shit. And then as soon as he said that, I looked at you and you were like...
So, do you know what it is, yeah?
No. I thought, my God, I actually have to. Like, you nearly fell off the stage.
No, the mic stand fell. I pushed the mic.
Exactly. You and the mic stand nearly came off and it was like,
mate. And you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't remember Keep Vibes Near performing.
He was amazing. I'll give you that.
He is amazing because I remember I saw him
on the
night.
I
know, because I saw him at Box Park performing, and I was like, I really want to get this guy.
We were at that one as well.
Yeah, but I think I had seen him before because he'd gone down a few. Yeah. It was me. Yeah, and he was sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I want, like, let's try and get him. And then you saw him and you're like, yeah, he's dope.
Okay.
So in my head, I was kind of like, I know his vibes. I'm on a vibe right now.
I can afford to just be on a vibe.
And right
innit?
now, I'm just trying to pattern what's happening after
Forget
this.
the hosting job that, you know,
I
I begged
know.
for anyway, innit?
But
Imagine,
anyway,
you know what?
it
If
was
we
lit.
weren't friends and I was like, this
I
is
know,
our
you
first
would
event,
think,
I'd be
yeah,
like,
it's so unprofessional.
never again.
So unprofessional.
But
Listen,
it was a good vibe. No, it was fun. Like, I had fun. You had fun.
You didn't come to the after party though. Did you end up going to the event in Ilford?
No,
Exactly, because you didn't go out. You didn't go out.
Oh, man.
You didn't like. Yeah, we've had a night out.
Say less. And now you know why I don't just go out, innit? There's certain nights where it's just not, it's not for me, innit? I need to be behaved and just.
Yeah, I mean, little did we know, if I knew a whole lockdown was coming, I would have
been out.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have been out.
Because basically, for everyone at home, right, we ended up going back to my house and we turned all the way up. My mum was done out here. My mum.
Basically her birthday as well, though.
Basically,
so,
but you know what
it
it is? I've got these South African friends, yeah. Some shout out to Troy and all his mates, and they came down. And like one thing about South Africans, they can drink. They came through with a Hennessy, Courvoisier, all of that. And then they were like, obviously, like to my mum, what do you want? What do you want? And then she was like, I just want it straight. They're like,
Whoa.
yes, she's drinking it
Running
straight.
No chasers, yeah.
And I remember my mum basically getting up, going to the toilet, and she nearly fell. And that's why I was like, this is where I get it from, isn't it? This is where I get it from.
That sounds just like you.
But anyway, me and Miles got up the next day at like 10 and then we just carried on drinking anyway. Because I'm just a rock star.
That week, I remember just, you were just, this was your wave.
But that's why, when I came to Hidden Gems, can't remember it.
Choppy waves, boy. I didn't see you that much, but all I did see of you was upstairs in the VIP somehow.
What do you mean? Wait,
snuck in somehow to the VIP. I was like, oh, yeah.
Okay,
she kind of belongs here. Yeah, that's cool. She can sneak in.
Somehow?
And the eyes were rolling.
Wait a minute. No. We're going back.
Rolling.
Somehow?
Yeah, somehow.
Of course I was going to be in VIP.
Why, of course?
Because I've performed at Hidden Gems.
Little in-facts together.
Absolutely.
Nah.
Do you know who got me in VIP? Starboard. Shout out to Starboard.
Every time, innit?
Yeah. Why is he patterning the things and you're not?
Because I'm running around.
Yeah,
like
you
a headless
are.
chicken half the time.
Even though that Alizé, I'm done. 2020 is done with Alizé. I'm done with Alizé.
If anyone came to the What Up music video, big up yourselves, because I know a few people were like, yeah, they couldn't handle the Alizé, basically.
The Alizé's too
And
much.
after that Hidden Gems live as well, a couple other people could not handle the Alizé as well. I was like, yo, this drink is, I don't know what they spike in it to make it so colourful and whatever, but yeah, it gets to your head immediately.
Yeah, every
Oh
time
no,
I've
it's a creeper. That's what it is. It's a creeper.
Every time I've had Alizé, it's gone left. It's gone left. That night, but yeah, I don't remember much. I came, I was there.
Yeah, you.
Then
and then you dipped, and that's it.
And then I left. Anyway, yeah. But actually, no, the last In-Facts, so annoying.
Yeah,
because we managed to get it in with WeWork.
Yeah, do you know how sick a pattern that was as well? Oh my.
So.
I won't say how much we got commissioned for, but
we got
a nice commission. We had sick artists, T-Starnay, Kemi Salola, Shana Kane. We had an amazing panel. Actually featured my mum, Ariana Sefre, who's doing Spoke, and who else was on the panel?
T-Starnay.
Oh yeah, T-Starnay. Oh man, it was just
because we done it. Yeah,
it was
that was the
international
whole,
women's.
Yeah, so we done it about
that was our
professional
theme.
women and just to hurdles women's face and that. And actually that was the one where I was left there, pretty much setting up everything.
I turned up.
We had to actually. We so basically anyone that doesn't know about WeWork, they have multiple venues across London, and the one we were doing it in had two venues basically right next to each other. So we had originally agreed to have it in this kind of open space area that has like a prosecco tap. That was basically what sold it for me.
That was the thing that made us think.
Yeah,
this is
exactly. So we did it there. However, I remember now I'm setting up. Shana Kane comes down. The audio, like what we've got set up for the audio now, is actually just like a boom. No. It was just like those portable speakers, a big portable speaker. And I actually, like, honestly, I could see Shana Kane looking at me like, I'm not even trying to be rude, but are you taking the piss?
One thing I love about Shana is that she will let you know how she feels in the most polite, but like
truly
firm way, and
truly I felt it
yeah,
because she was like, so you sure there's nothing else?
Yeah.
And I was like, and so then I'm chatting to them at WeWork, and I can't even remember his name, but he was so helpful on the day. And he was like, at last minute, he was like, we can move into the bigger space.
Sick.
Which actually, it worked so well because we had a projection over there. We had an area for the panels. We had the surround sound everywhere. And I remember my mum and my brother came to that again. Because my mum actually, she really started to believe in the source at that point. From the February one, she was
saw that
like,
last
we're coming
one
again. And it was still lit. It was still a vibe. It was still In-Facts.
Yeah, it was sick.
And I remember the people at WeWork saying that they wanted to do it again on the night. They were like, "This is so good. We need to do it again." And then what happened?
Because that was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was the 12th of March, 2020.
That was literally right before.
And I think lockdown happened maybe the 23rd, which means there's already stuff happening. Because Thursday,
they had cancelled all the events after ours.
And we were meant to have, I think, maybe even double the attendance that we had.
Yeah.
But people couldn't make it. People weren't coming into work. Some people were already getting late. It was just mad. Like the beginning of whatever we've experienced throughout this year of clarity and year of 2020, this transition period happened on that. It felt like on that day, it was just like, oh, sugar, we're actually like feeling this now. And
I remember I actually
was quiet.
Because I was hosting it, I kept saying all these jokes. Like, I kept saying like, guys, well, you never know. This might be the last time we're all out in public. And I'm saying that kind of thinking like not knowing what
it's
the
not
next
that serious,
couple
isn't it? Like,
it's
going to be fine.
And truly, it was like Armageddon. It was literally like, wow.
Yeah, that's it. Like, all
was,
right, we're shut down.
Do you know what I mean? And we were really in lockdown.
Yeah, do you know what? 2020 has been very, very entertaining, to say the least. Like, it's been a year of a lot of reflection, a year of a lot of changes, obviously, a year of a lot of just, I think, what's the best word for it? Just perspective. That's it. A lot of perspective has been built over this year.
I'm clocking your boots, Radin.
No, do you know what? Yeah, you're in green, but it was just.
You came. Okay. Are they Clarks?
They're not Clarks.
They look like Clarks. Okay.
It's called
then.
Instagram algorithms. They've got me.
That's right. You're online
they
shopping.
Have got me. I didn't even know that I like to shop until Instagram would just every story you go and then put some advert for. Even this was from Instagram. Oh, I like the look of that.
Are you being sponsored by Instagram right now? Why are you plugging so much Instagram?
F Instagram. That's what I was saying. F Instagram.
Because their recent update, I'm about to leave.
How can they put the shop?
It's not a shop, it's a market.
Yeah.
It's a car boot sale.
Come to Ridley Road, innit? It's like,
it's a car boot sale.
What are you thinking?
But let's get back to lockdown. Yeah, do you know what it is? My emotions in lockdown, because I remember I was still working. Like I was still within my contract, and I remember working for a local council. We weren't doing anything until we were given like the light of saying, right, you have to work from home. And them times I was thinking, just tell me to work from home. I don't want to come in anymore. And I was all for it. I remember I kept saying, lock the things down. Can we just go into lockdown? I was like, come on. They want us traveling on the tube. And I remember like I was on the tube all like covering my face and all this. And I was thinking, this is like, I'm not coming in anymore. And I had to like basically tell them, I'm not coming in anymore. I'm working from home for my own safety. Little did I know.
That's it. That's it. You never go back in again.
Literally, then one day, I just never went back into the office. Ever.
One day, whatever happened before never happened again, which is mad. The main thing that's new is obviously no live events. And anyone who knows London music scene knows that in East London, almost every evening there's something that's happening.
Yeah.
You can go to somewhere in Dalston, somewhere maybe in Walthamstow, somewhere in Shoreditch, Box Park, like. In East London, there's always some sort of creative activity happening, but this year just put a whole pause to that, which I know for a lot of people has been very, very tough. Even for myself, I'll be real. From mid-April until August, I was in a proper rut where I was just like, what the fuck is going on now?
You disappeared.
Yeah, I had at least a 2-week period where I was just off everything.
No, longer than 2 weeks.
Was it?
It was a minute. You were like, you were out with nature.
Yeah, no, I was going through a lot this year, man. I think what had happened is 2017 kind of, but definitely 2018, 2019. was just a relentless effort to try and get to this point in my mind that I thought I really wanted to be at as an artist. And even at the beginning of this year, I was never like 2020 is my year, but I had plans.
Yeah.
So going to Amsterdam was meant to be the first of a few times of going to Europe.
Remember we were trying to go New York.
We were planning to go to New York in like July or something. Yeah. All of these plans, like festival ideas, all these things that I was really like, this is going to happen. It's not going to be like the thing of my whole life, but right now I'm going to show it's going to happen. And it being taken away, it wasn't, at first it was fine, innit? Because at first I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I'll just sit myself down for a few weeks and, you know, things will get back to normal. But as things progressed and it was like, okay, cool. I used to go to schools and do workshops. It was like, okay, that's taken away. All right, the idea of a Hidden Gems Live actually happening, because that was only every 3-4 months anyway. I thought, that gives me a bit of time to plan it. That's fine if I miss one. Stripped away. In-Facts, again, the whole WeWork partnership that we had, it's like that relationship just started.
Yeah, literally.
Stripped away. Any of my own music, like, I don't know how to describe this, but if you are an artist or a creative, incentive is a huge, huge thing. And once like many different facets of your life have been like stripped away or have been depleted in some sense, the incentive to continue going is at its bare minimum. And that's what happened to me. That's why I disappeared. So something like Instagram, Twitter, blah, 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 social media, I just thought, I don't need this in my life. Like, there's nothing it's given me and I have nothing to contribute. And because of the previous years where it was like, okay, there's so much going on terms of social media and in real life, it became such an integral part of who I was. So to lose all of those things, plus I had like relationship problems at that point, like losing that and being restricted, and I'm very much like an out of home person. As you said, how I've met you guys, I just talk to a random person occasionally and form a relationship somehow. It just became like, yo, this locked in thing is really challenging me to look at myself in a whole different way, which is what I eventually had to do, because I know that my emotional awareness for other people has always been relatively good. However, for myself, it's been terrible. I had no idea how I felt most of the time. So I never gave myself the opportunity to just pause, go for long ass walks, which is what I was predominantly doing in lockdown, just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour walks or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, I didn't have music or whatever, because I was just in my head and I was just like, yo, what's going on in there? Because there was so much still going on outside. As I said, whether it was, you know, like romantic things, whether it was me trying to find my way in the world. A question I had for you actually was, do you think that we all have a purpose? And if so, number one, do we have one purpose? And number two, do we determine the purpose, or is it predetermined for us?